If we think of how the two endurance organizations work, let's just call it the European side and the American side, the need and the ask is much smaller over here. Every manufacturer will whinge about how much they're being asked to spend, but I know for a fact that it's a tolerable amount by comparison. You flip over to the WEC, you look at the European angle, which is a globe-trotting endurance series. It's a totally different need, Keith, and that's where I think you're really onto something here about this IMSA DPI model not necessarily fitting. Of all the things that have hurt the ACO and FIA the most, it is Audi and their zillion dollars of activation per year that they were spending going away. It's Porsche. Obviously, they're still involved in the GTE side, but the big, showy, spendy, holy cow, over-the-top effort with their LMP1 program, that kind of investment into the series, financial outlay just on the activation side that went into the series on top of their own spends, those have been dialed back. You have a case where we have this big globe-trotting series. They need money coming in from the paddock to help facilitate that. LMP1 Hybrid really was, I believe, the biggest contributor to that because the budget's involved. Now, two of the three pillars of those biggest spenders are not really doing. One's gone altogether. The other one's only in GT. And Toyota, from the outside, has, at least from what I've seen, doesn't appear to be spending wildly on activation. Not saying they aren't activating, just saying I'm not seeing grand excess in doing that. So I think you're onto something here, Keith. I think that for what the ACO needs from an income level, I think there is value not only to separate manufacturers, to keep them out of, put the prototype number high enough so that you aren't robbing from the GT fields, but I also think that there's a survival aspect as well of just needing to set things a little bit higher, a little bit more expensive on this car thing, whatever it is, because the activation income that they rely upon, it's taken a big hit with the LMP1 hybrid class really getting reduced to what it is today. So, with all that said, Mr. Goodwin, we have no more minutes to go. Let's go ahead and say goodbye. I know. I think we're onto our fourth audio file on Skype due to a variety of failures and international connection issues, but that's just up for me to try and edit and make it as seamless as possible. I will just say this. Graham Goodwin, you are a treasure. Thank you for taking time, making time, and helping make this show one of the genuine highlights of the week for me, because we get to talk about things we love, facilitated by folks who love the sport and send in fun and interesting and thought-provoking bits for us. And then we get to put it up on the web and hear about all the things we got wrong and hear all the things we got right and try to take it a bit personal and then come back and do it again next week. So thank you for being awesome, my friend.
Good stuff. Thoroughly enjoy it every single week. It goes from strength to strength. And thanks again to all of you around the various parts of the web we dip into and ask for your contributions. You never, ever fail to let us know exactly what the points you'd like to discuss and the points you're passionate about are. And the standard of the questions continues to amaze me. Dozens and dozens and dozens coming forward. Even if I forget to do it and do it a little bit late, it's an extraordinary response and outweighs more or less anything else I've seen in this particular kind of area of the sport in terms of the numbers, the quality, the depth, the geographical spread. Keep doing it. We love it. Apologies we can't get to all of you. I think we've got to somewhere around 2/3 of them this time, and I hope we can maintain that moving forward. From me, in what's now the very early morning here in the UK, I'm just about to actually pack up my bag and go and sit next to a pool for a week, which is something I've not done for a while. Have a great week, and we will hear you again on A Week in Sports Cars.
Presented by Cooper Tires, and hopefully with Scott Tucker or whomever else next week if we can't get you by telecommunication.